And good morning. I thought I was going to sneeze. Woo! It was like right perfect time. Morning, morning, morning. Welcome to the April 7th edition of Makers and Movers. How are you doing today, folks? How was your weekend? Mine was up and down. Got some allergy stuff going on, and so it's draining. And it just made me feel like trash. But overall, decent weekend. How was yours? Let us know tonight, today, this morning. Ooh, busy week, and we're already thinking about it. So today, I had a conversation yesterday. It was about I don't even know. I think I was on the phone for like an hour with them, and it was all about content creation, and they just weren't sure what to post, what to say, how to do it, so I went through some stuff, and I was like, as I through it with them, I'm like, let me record some of this so I can put it down, and I did, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So content creation, because hey, it's tough out there, right? When you're not sure what to do, how do you do it? Because as a maker, it can feel overwhelming, right? like 1 minute we're like full of ideas, and the next we're staring at the screen, we're staring at the laptop, we're staring at the computer, we're staring at our phone. Like, all right, what do I say? What do I say? So it doesn't matter, what you are in your business, small business, big business, maker, crafter, whatever. Content creation can really feel like it's just one more chore that you got to do that's already packed, that's already added to your packed to-do list. And the pressure to be consistent, creative, strategic, that's a lot because you're expected to do all that at once. So, the truth is, we don't need to be some kind of content wizard to start showing up and growing our audience. We just need a plan. That's it, just a plan. And we can come up with a few go-to content creation strategies that are simple, sustainable, maybe even fun. Hey, let's see what we can do with it. So that's the goal for today. Just give you some things through that. Let's check in and see how people are doing this morning. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you, my friend. Yeah, let me get right into that. Florida, temp is currently 75 with a high of 80. It's your first time here, or long time here. Who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area. I think we're only supposed to get maybe mid-50s today. I think that's where we're at with it. And coffee in the cup, folks. That's what we got there. Jerry, good morning to you. Tanya, good morning. I know chili minutes. It's there. Are you down south or are you up north? Down south or are you up north? Where you at? Iced espresso, s'mores, profi. Well, that's a new one for me. And tropical water in my cups. Cups plural. Double triple fisting sounds like. And she says hi, Chuck and Jerry. Jerry, it rained a bunch, then snow. Weird. Mother Nature does not approve of this spring. I will say that. Renee, good morning. From 41 on the way to 35. How about 55, Renee? Right? It's not going to be 30. You're not going the other way. Is it going? Are you getting colder? Like, I don't. Yeah, we're going up, not down. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. Hi, Chuck, Jerry, and Tanya. Hi, Tanya from Jerry. And Barb says, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 20 and sunny. Water in the cup, invoicing errands, DTF layouts, digitizing cut fabric. Hello, Renee. Hey, Chuck and Renee and Jerry from Barb. Barb morning. Jerry. Hi, Tanya from Barb. And content creation. Great topic. Jerry, it's something we talk about a lot in our mentorship community, isn't it? It's like right now. So I've got on my list, and your 5 things. What are 5 things that you're going to accomplish today? See, I'm all out of whack. I traditionally have the bullet points to go down, and we're just jibber jabbering around. Today, DTF that needs to get done, glitter HTV transfers that need to get cut and shipped out. I've got to follow up on 2 stores. I've got decals that need to be printed, and then content creation. That's it. Because I've got, for the 3 parts of the business, for the coaching mentorship side, I've got a 30-day plan for that. I've got a 30-day plan for the DTF side of things, and then for the spiritware side of things. In tradition, yes, I set this up going through stuff over the weekend, and then I did most all of it from my phone and iPad. And so now that I'm sitting back in front of the desk, I can schedule stuff up, see where it needs to be, what's going on with it, and where can I put it. And that's one of the goals of today. Let's go through that and at least make sure that stuff is scheduled up how I want it to be. Did some email stuff with it. We're signing up for some other things that we're going to roll through. And I was talking with one of the instructors of that, And here's the goal and the plan for it is that I want to make it work for us and our business. And then if we can do that, then that can go into our Better with Marketing category. And then we can start doing it for others. And they're like, absolutely, because you know the product, you know what it is, you've got your niche with it. So it's always just about doing stuff, right? And for some reason, I got a golf notification that really threw me off. Like, what are we doing with golf? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get in here and talk about it. So one of the things that are taught out there is the three pillars, the three content pillars. And the easiest way to overcome trying to figure out, what to post is if you come up with those three content pillars, and what that means is the themes. This is the themes that you're going to post over and over and over. And these will give your audience the consistency, and it will give you that clarity. So, for us apparel decorators, three pillars. What could they be? Behind the scenes shirt making. So that's where we're showing the stuff that goes into it, screen caps or videos of the artwork that you're working on, the designs that you're working on, the layouts that you're doing. If you're cutting vinyl, show the cutter cutting, show weeding, show the trash from it. Press and shirt, so blank shirt, finished shirt, shirt with transfer, however it is with that. Packing orders, shipping orders, printing out tags, anything that does that. That's all part of that behind the scenes thing. The next one is going to be, your customer photos and testimonials. This is where you're going to, be asking for those to get them. Like, hey, show us your shirts, give us testimonials, do that. And then, what's the other thing is, client shout outs. So maybe like right now, the stores that we have out there, stores that we finished up, hey, shout out to them for working with them. Why am I getting these? Weird. Why are we, what we did with them, how we can do it for somebody else, but just, those three things. When you're looking at, maybe you're more of that gift person, you're creating those memories, that's what you're doing for people. So, your pillars could be, like your laser engraver, right? The personalized gift ideas. We know that you can use that throughout it. We got a package in from JP Plus, and so it didn't have one thing that I wanted in it, so I'm gonna order that up this week. But we're gonna go through and like, hey, here's how we can use this one product for multiple things on different things. But the personalization of it, people love seeing personalized things. So hey, let's use that. Let's show off all of our stuff there. Holiday themed products. We just talked about holiday themes so much, a couple shows back, where we've got graduations, we've got Mother's Day, we've got weddings, we've got these, these theme products that we can set up and do and create the bundles for it. Graduation is one of them. And then the other one is just tips for ordering, like, hey, you want this, here's what the different styles look like all names are the same, list the fonts that you're going to use. So now everybody can go online and type in, oh, I like the look of that. Oh, I like the look of this, because you're going to have to send for a proof anyway. So if they have a better understanding of what it's going to look like, then we're good for it. So when we're setting up these ways, we're not just like, oh, what are we going to do through me? Here's our three things that we can put. We can brainstorm behind each one of those and create the ideas for it. And boom, you picked out your three, you've written them down, you put things behind them where it is. So it's giving you ideas. So now we've got our three pillars, we've got our content behind it, and you know how to put it. So when you look at something, you can just say, hey, does this fit in one of my pillars? Does it fit in one of my themes, is where I can do it. And then let's see. Well, before we get on to, let's check in. And Renee's 5 things. Therapy, quote, roll decals, quote, shirt order, mock-up shirt order, and mock-up shot glasses for engraving. Look at that. Renee's got a busy Monday in front of her. Cindy, it's sunny but cool. I think that's why I'm still sick. Cindy, I agree. It does not, it just feels like everything's draining, and I'm just not down with that. Craft show this week, so I'm working on towels, sprucing up displays today. Ran out of a heat and bond, so I'll be searching for some locally. Yeah, now everything's check with Corey. I'm not sure if we have any. I thought we had some backups. I'll check with her and see. I see there's probably like a 2% chance of it, but I'll check with Corey just to see for you, Cindy. Because yeah, you're at, is that Made at the Bend? Is that like I point like everybody knows where it's at. Cindy knows where it's at if I'm pointing towards that way, East Moline. If we go. Morning, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Hope you feel better from Barb. And hi, Cindy. Sorry you feel yucky from Jerry. I got lots of fluid, Cindy. Hope you feel better. And Cindy says, thank you. Yeah, I'm drinking everything you can. It's the only thing that makes me feel better. That and liquid, that liquid IV stuff is great. I just had some of that stuff. I guess it was last time I was sick. I wasn't too bad. I was down with it. Tanya, reclaim screens, work on laser designs, prep screen jobs, prep for vendor fair, exercise. Tanya's got a busy day in front of her. And Tim from Toledo is checking in, just walked back in from getting breakfast with the wife. Hey, that's what it's all about. Get out there, take care of you, yourself, and the wife. Happy wife, happy life. All right, next up, let's show and don't tell. What does that mean? Well, we want to get out of the buy now type of things, because the best performing posts, they're not the ones that just have buy now, boom, boom, boom. Instead, we use the storytelling and we use visuals to show our products in action. So we let our content feel like a conversation and not a billboard. And so if we're, somebody who is a tumbler maker, right? So instead of tumblers for sale, why don't we just post a finished cup with the caption, made this for a volleyball coach who loves purple and sarcasm. Nailed both, right? There it is. We have it here. We just gave our audience, a context and connection with Corey. And, she doesn't promote that she does cups. We've got that 64, whatever the hell Turner thing. And she'll fire it up, and it's really by commission pieces, and it's very rarely is it less than 12 cups at a time, and it's because of the things that she posts, and the people see it, and they're like, yes, we can do it, and so it's a bulk order, and that's why hey, this is what the client asked for. What do you think of this? Things like that. We want to give them context, and we want to give them a reason to connect with it. Now, for on the apparel side of things, so maybe we just don't post the mock-up, right? Because that's what we do. I'm super guilty of it because I just post the mock-ups of it. But can we post a real shirt being worn with a line like, printing these for the school's spring fundraiser, excited to see them out in the wild. Now we've made it a story and not a product. We're making these for school. They're going to be out there with it. And, take pictures of everything. Take pictures of every step of your process. You got a stack of boxes sitting on your front porch or in your shipping area. Take a picture of it, setting up for a busy week, just add that to it. You're taking, open up boxes, take pictures, just take pictures. All of that is content that you're able to use, able to put it up there. And so just do it. We want to make it stories. Stories sell. That's just how it is. So we look at it, can we just take one product, this week and share, behind the scenes of it, even a simple, this was made for, and it's just something simple like that. Number 3 is, using those repeating formats to save your brain. And we do not have to reinvent the wheel every day because we can create simple and repeatable content formats, and we know these, and you don't realize it. What's Thursday? Thursday's Throwback Thursday. What's Friday? FAQ Friday. What's Saturday? Show Off Saturday. What's Sunday? Social Sunday. Wednesday, Behind the Scenes Wednesday. This gives your audience, something to expect, and it gives a structure. So we know, we know that Saturday and Sunday is show offs. It's Show Off Saturday, Social Sunday, Motivational Monday. We haven't thrown a whole lot behind that one, but we have those ready to go where we can just put things out there, and I just got to tag them better. But it's just set to go with it. So we have that consistent content that's put out there, so we know we get all these questions. We know we get stuff. So if we decided this Friday, it's going to start being FAQ Friday, so just post those weekly answers to questions that you get all the time. Do you offer bulk pricing? How long does shipping take? What's average turnaround? What's cost? You can come up with a lot of your things and just answer it, and it just becomes content. It gives them the information without having to seek it. Because at the end of the day, what does it do? It makes us the expert. We are the expert in our industry. If they knew how to do it, they'd be doing it themselves. So let's get into that to show they're off. Testimonial Tuesday. We're going to ask for reviews. We're going to ask for shares. We're going to do whatever we can to get that information from the customers. So a past review, a comment, DM, anything from a happy customer. And you can pair that with the product in the thank you message. So now we're building trust with everyone. I was talking with Sarah on Friday because she had, a really irate customer on an order, and during our session on Friday, she's like, "What would you do with this?" And we went through it, and then the customer was really pissed, and left an email or a voicemail, and I said, "Well, here's what I would do." As I said, I would use that for content creation. It's a Friday afternoon; you don't need this to drag you down. And so, if anybody saw Sarah's posts over the weekend, from Friday to there, we're sucking, we suck, I suck. That's where it all came from. Was the customer left behind a review? Not even review, a voicemail of it. All right, let's just use it and have some fun with it. And so you turn that negative into a positive and go with it, and that just happens. So with this, start looking at your stuff and how can we use how can we set those days to be the same message every week? That takes one thing out of it. We've got our 3 pillars. We've got a day that we're doing it. Hey, now we just know what's going on with it there. Now, the next one is I'm a super big proponent of is reusing your content in multiple places, because we don't need brand new content for every platform, because one great post, it can become an email, it can become a reel, it can become a story, it can become a product listing, it can become even a blog post. Reuse, repurpose. There's another one on there. It's rip off, reuse, repurpose. Is that how it goes? And especially when our audience isn't seeing every post that we make. So, we can take a Facebook post and that, is doing well, that we've seen some traction behind, and we can take that same thing and we can make the post. Let's see, like we got spring's here. So maybe we've got something wedding, maybe we've got something graduation, maybe you got whatever it is with it. Can we take that post and then just turn it into, a short email? Here's what's hot this week. And then there's that. And then the picture, a sentence, and a link to showing it. And that's just it. Can we take those same posts and turn them into a reel? So, we've got the product photo, can we record a quick video, explain the story behind it or showing it being made or something with it? Now you got a reel, extra reach. It's just things to put up there. So when you are making your content, when you're taking your pictures, when you're looking at things to post, when you're planning these things out, think about how I can use it in multiple places. Can I use this in TikTok? Can I use this in Instagram? Can I use this in Facebook? Can I use this wherever? Look and see, your main feeds, your stories, your emails, your, what am I missing? Your reels. Yeah, you can put them in everywhere. So look at those and see what can I use and where can I put it in multiple places, and you'll be fine with it. So before we get to the last one, how are we doing? Any of this making sense? Any of this suck? Any of it good? I need your feedback. That's what I need to know from you. Let's see, where were they? Sarah, good morning. Happy birthday to Barb. Look at that. Sarah's on top of it. Barb, happy birthday. You didn't realize that. I missed a bunch. Sorry. Now that I'm looking here. And Jerry says, Tanya, what is this exercise thing that you speak of? Mine's going up and down stairs. I do stairs. Good morning. Snow shower expect this morning from Sarah, but going to get warmer as the day goes on. I don't think we're getting any of that. Now I got to double check. Rena, good morning. Coffee is brewing, working on the Monday list. Hello, Jerry. Hello, Rena. Morning, Tim and Sarah. Morning, Rena. Morning, Ray. And let's see. Tim said, tried something different for dinner. And the steak just had no flavor. I know next time steak and eggs from there are no good. All right. Well, from the diner, not for dinner, from diner. Diner steak and eggs can be iffy. Sometimes great, sometimes not the greatest. And thanks, Sarah from Barb. So yes, happy birthday, Barb. Happy birthday. Thanks, Tim. Happy birthday, Barb. Happy birthday, Barb. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Renee. Barb, we are both Aries. Interesting. I don't even know how to take that. Aries, right? Is that what that is? That looks, I don't know. I'm going to leave that to your imagination. Happy birthday, Barb. Thanks, Rena. Great information from Barb. Jerry says, do you really have to be really mindful of music to cross post. Facebook is extra picky. Well, yes and no. So if you are not monetized or you're not and you don't care about that, because there's things that we'll post that just says that I'm sharing revenue with, who has the holder for it. If you're not monetized, it doesn't really matter. Or are they dinging you because you're not monetized with them? You're in the monetization programs. That's when you have to be a little more careful with it. But you can take those same videos that you have the sound to, and when you bring those into Facebook land and you're making your reels, you're making your stories, you're doing whatever with it, when you add music, you can add music and you can turn down the original volume and then pick a new volume and turn it, or a new song, new music, turn it up. If you did anything that went to a beat, it's not going to match up. But you just want some music, that's how you can get away with that one for it. And happy birthday, Barb, from Tanya. Getting back on track, training for Tough Mudder. We'll be here before you know it, won't it? Good point, Jerry. Hello, Renee, Jerry, Tim, Sarah. Well, Tanya, you go, girl. There you go. Thanks, Tanya. And anytime you go. There we go. All right. So on to number 5. This one I find easy for me, and I didn't realize that it was hard for someone else. And I said, you got to talk like a human and not like a brand, because you don't need to sound, super fancy or professional. What do you need to sound like? You need to sound like you. People follow you because of who you are and what you do and how you do it. You're real, right? So if you're not a formal speaker, then why are you posting content in a formal way? Well, with me, we've got multiple sides of it. Like when we do a paid training, yes, we have fun in it, but I stay very structured with it. I stay this is how it is, and this is what to expect with it, because you're paying for my training. You're not paying to listen to me ramble on. That's what this is about. That's why this is free, except it's not free. Go hit that like and subscribe and share button. Sharing's caring, folks. Like, I'm telling you, that pays for the crap. So go use that. And use the affiliate links too, cheapos. I mean, use those affiliate links. But talk like yourself, and there is different versions of yourself. We all know this. And so make sure that you're being authentic, because people can see through that. So like me, I'm not a big y'all user, but if you are, lean into it, right? Because you don't want to, instead of something like, saying, our latest collection is now available. You can try it. Y'all, these new shirts turned out good. I almost set one for myself. Don't tell my inventory system. Hey, just be yourself. If you're proud of something you did or you like something you did for that, show it off. Talk about it. Do it there. You don't have to be structured with it. On the personalization side of things, say a cutting board, because those, everybody does cutting boards right through it, so send a personalized cutting boards now available. Hey, if your mom loved cheese and being the boss in the kitchen, this is the gift for her. Make it conversational, have fun with it. So, the thing to do is go back and let's look at your last 5 to 10 posts, and what are they? Could they sound more like you? Is there a way to take one of those and make it sound more like you and put it out there? Can it feel more personal, more relaxed? And you can see how people respond. One caveat to this is, remember, anything that you put out there, especially if you have a public profile and, it's open, people can see it, reflects upon you and your business. So like me, I'm a Cubs fan, right? I know I suck. I know everything about it. But when somebody says something about the Cardinals, I'll lean into it and we have fun and we go back and forth. But there could be somebody on the outside that's like, well, I'm a Cardinals fan. Screw him. I'm never going to buy anything from him because of that. Okay, cool. You're just not my customer. So realize anything that you post, especially on polarizing topics with everything that's going on now, is that either way, you're going to segment half your audience. So I try and stay away from any of those things. Anything that can segment an audience, I don't want to do, because one, I don't want to get lumped in that mess with things. And I've got friends that are far left and friends that are far right, and it's wild how the same information can be interpreted to be, so different. But when they are continuously posting this, we just know that one of them is a complete whack job. Everything is a conspiracy theory. Everything is there. And that's just, we know, and that's what they're known as. I wouldn't buy anything from them because I'm not down with that. And then we have another one where everybody's out to get them. Everybody's trying to screw everybody. It's like there's a lot to unpack with them. So just think about when you're normally posting things, if you're keeping it general, if you're whatever you're doing with it. But no, if you get into some of those hot button topics that could segment your audience, and just own it. If you're down with that, own it. That's all you got to do is own what you post out there for it. Because when we go through these and we wrap it all up, we don't need to be a content pro. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be time consuming. We can take some of these strategies and we can put them in place. It'll become easier, and it might even be kind of fun. When we have fun with things, I think we have more. When we have fun with things, it's more fun to do. Does that make sense? In my head, it kind of makes sense. So what can we do with this? We can use those 3 content pillars. We can show and don't sell. We can create those repeatable content formats. Those are the daily things for it. We can repurpose everywhere that we can for it. And we can talk like a human and not a brand. So, just look at those. Just post. That's all you really need to do. Just post. Progress over perfection. Right? That's for everything. Progress over perfection. We're never going to be perfect. Let's throw that word out of there. Progress over perfection. We're just going to keep working towards those goals of what we want to do. We can tweak everything later. We just don't want to stay stuck. So we're going to go out there and we're going to post things today and we're going to make it happen. Now, let's see. What's this? What do we got in here? Monetized. Surely. So don't worry about music then, Jerry. Don't worry about it. Tim says, I know I still have tons of problems with Augusta hats. The ones I just ordered from ones were missing that came in dirty again, and they sent me 20 hats and only needed 6. Tim loves Augusta and hats. Emojis give me life. That's how my people know it's me. See? You stick to it and you go with there. Look at that. See, me too. Emojis. Look at that. I liked you. Both of it. Right in there with it. Look at you. A little emoji off on these guys. Jerry, I'll talk a little more in the call. That is right. We do have our mentorship call that is starting in 30 minutes. 9:30. We do that 9:30 to 10:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just like we do this 8:30 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you want more information on that, the link is down in the description. Cindy, you had me at. Let's see. I don't know what any of these are called. Hardy smiley face. Is that what we got? Tim. All right, Tim. Okay, yeah. Rena. See what you're missing? See what you're missing out? You could be in there. All kinds of fun stuff in there. It is fun with it. All right. Now with that, we're wrapping up our time here. We do this. Where's my little button over here so I know that I have it? We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to like and subscribe and share. I'm trying to get a little more scheduled on when we have stuff, so stay tuned for the event in the next one. It's on my list today for content creation of what we're going to do. So until next time, peace, love, press on. We'll see you then.